How big will the Indoraptor be in the upcoming Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie? Now, there have been several photos that have been released showcasing the jaws of the animal and an up-close view of the animal's eyes. And upon first glance, take a look at the size of the jaws here in this photo. Look at the man and then look back to the jaws. And it appears as if that man would have had the ability to crawl up and into those jaws. And the question that needs to be asked is, how big is the actual creature stretched out behind those jaws? How big of an animal could we be in fact dealing with here? And when I think back to the actual Jurassic World movie, I think back to the line when Vic Hoskins is in the lab and he points to the Indominus Rex and he says, picture that creature a fraction of the size. And when I first heard that there was going to be an Indoraptor, that was the line that I thought to. A creature a fraction of the size of the Indoraptor. But if you look back to this image here, you will see jaws that look as though they belong to a creature that is far larger than an animal a fraction of the size of the Indominus Rex. They look to be from a formidable and sizable creature, an animal of large size. Maybe not something as large as the Indominus Rex or even T-Rex, but from just looking at these jaws here, it looks like we're dealing with a very, very large carnivorous dinosaur. And if you're like me and you've been in and around the chat rooms and YouTube videos, you'll know that quite a few people have been calling for a medium-sized predator to be introduced to the franchise itself. And when I first found out that baryonyx would be involved, the light bulb in my head went off that baryonyx would in fact fill that role. When I saw the trailer to the movie and I saw Carnotaurus, it appeared to be in my head that we would have two medium-sized predators, therefore filling that role that so many people have called for. Animals that are not burdened by size. They're still big enough to inflict massive damage, but they're not burdened, and they can pursue the characters in the movie into tighter spaces, corridors, passageways. So those were the two things that entered my mind when I found out those bits of information. But if you look to this photo, it would appear that the Indoraptor could in fact be a relatively large to moderately sized, medium-sized animal. That appears to be very true. If we look at the man and we look back to the jaws, that appears to be on point. And several questions that need to be asked here. Number one, how big do we think the Indoraptor will be? And number two, do we think that the Indoraptor could in fact be the medium-sized predator that so many in the Jurassic World community have been calling for? Do we think that the Indoraptor could fill that role? Leave us your thoughts and comments in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for listening and take care.